up, everyone, and welcome to Season 4, Episode 21 of Girl You Know What podcast. I am Danielle.
And I'm Kisha.
And girl, it's been a week.
It has been hell.
Listen.
I'm going to not curse a lot this episode.
Okay.
You know, my church friends are really trying to convict me about the amount of times I dropped the F-bomb. You know how us church people are so judgy.
Listen.
So, you know, God, I'm just going to try.
Girl,
in Jesus' name.
That's all you can do. That's it.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, just, you know.
Niggas push me.
Listen, there you go. We're all a work in progress, so.
Niggas push me. I'm going.
I mean.
But
you know.
I'm going to try to do better.
Okay, so.
But yeah, this week was terrible.
Yeah.
It was just terrible.
Yeah.
There's just no other way to explain it. Like,
right.
We didn't really have a pre-talk either before this. So
right,
God only knows what we're going to say today.
Girl, yeah, because I was running, we're recording a day late, you know, and, you know, stuff happens. And then this morning I was ripping and running and I was like, you know, I want to get this done, you know, so I can. You
know, you old because you've been out already and you just getting back to the house.
Girl, and it's still the AM. Let's talk about
and
that.
It's not even noon yet.
Right.
Because when you said it to me, like, oh, I should be back by 11. I'm like, be back? Do people even be outside? Child, we old.
Listen. Girl, I had to get my workout on this morning, my walk on. So, listen, yeah, me and
what was out amongst the folks.
Child, okay. I mean, the older folks, because there were some younger folks out there walking, you know, whatever, and you know, sightseeing. We go to different parks and stuff like that. Me and one of my friends, you know, we've been doing this for years, yeah. So you know, like we. Of course, work out separately, you know, throughout the week, whenever, and then
but it ain't nothing like walking with somebody,
exactly,
and talking, because you know they make the time pass.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we do. So we try to do that every Sunday morning. So yeah, but yeah, girl. So there is that.
It has been. Okay. So I haven't done this in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I really talked about this, but this week. I have had the privilege to partake in a little bit of TV, which you would think I watch TV. I really don't.
Right.
I watch a lot of snippets.
Yeah, same.
But I have actually been watching, not necessarily TV shows, because that's just not my thing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I tried, and while we're talking about that, I heard that they have recasted the Real Housewives of New York.
I heard that too.
This big, Bravo sponsored this big party. And somebody else, was it New York Magazine? Somebody else sponsored the party. So they had this big, I think they let them watch the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
They got to watch the first episode. They got to meet the cast. And I got a glimpse. And I said, oh, these some little young Cinderonies. Like, these some hot girls.
Right.
Them dresses kind of hot. That's okay. We're going to see what y'all... And everybody didn't look pasty. So
right.
A couple brown skins.
Okay. They better in New York.
See, Andy, I want to see what you're going to do here.
Yeah.
You know? What you got cooking.
Yeah. Because, you know, New York was one of my favorite ones, you know, from the beginning. But then I stopped watching it because it was just like, you know, it was just like,
it can get boring fast. So
yeah,
unless you appreciate, you know, a finer quality and you like snooty tooty stuff like that, it can get stale fast to the average person. Yeah. You know, because if you don't like to see what they doing in the Hamptons and like to see how they lead the city every weekend. Like, I like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've never lived there myself.
Right.
But I don't even want to visit there, if you want me to be honest.
Yeah.
The rats is giving me go home. You know?
My dad used to live there, you know, for years. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would go there, of course, all the time. And he moved to Virginia in 2003, I believe, or 2004. And I've only been to New York maybe once or twice since then. You know, and he just moved there because, he's from Columbus, but he moved there because his wife, my stepmom, she got a job in New Jersey. Yeah, so they,
It is just to see
yeah.
the videos of how and I mean these are active rats.
Oh,
We're not talking about
girl.
you seeing one rat. They traveling in a gang like they a pack.
Yeah, and then you see, like, you can tell the real New Yorkers because they just treat them like they're just like little
Like
cute
the
little
ants.
mice or what. Yeah, ants.
Like it's ants on the ground. Like, you don't see these things? I can't. I just
No, there's
God
no
bless
way.
y'all. God bless
Uh-uh.
Broadway.
Mm-mm.
I pray success on all the shows, but you ain't never got to worry about me.
Right. And when I really was like focused on like I'm gonna do a special about this because someone asked me, because I said a long time ago on my well, not a special, but a show on my podcast about when I was doing comedy, like when I was in this comedy troupe like back in the early
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. You
2000s.
told me about that.
Yeah. So and like when I was really getting into it, I was thinking about moving to LA or New York. Like I was that serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was just like, I don't want to live in those places. So and it was just my disdain. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's cute to visit there,
Now,
every
I
once
have
in a
always wanted
while.
to live in California, but you know
Yeah.
me and you know my obsession with swimming pools.
Right.
I just feel like everybody in California should have a swimming pool in their
Oh yeah.
backyard.
I
I
mean that
don't
should
care
be
how big your house
mandatory.
is.
Yeah.
Like, I just want a pool. Like, I want a
Right.
pool, and I want to be able to access that pool more than the 3 months of the year. You know,
Right.
like, I
Right.
want to live in the pool, like,
Basically.
pretty much.
Yeah, yeah,
So I've
yeah.
always wanted to live in California,
Mhm.
always. And you know
Yeah.
what really drew my, and this is gonna sound so stupid. I would
Mm.
like to start that off. It's gonna sound dumb. I just so watching Deliver Us from Eva,
Yeah.
that really solidified to me. And them things like Poetic Justice,
Mhm.
um, not so much Boys in the Hood, but definitely Poetic Justice.
Yeah.
And I only said not Boys in the Hood because on Poetic Justice and Deliver Us from Eva, and I'm sure there are other movies that I can't think of right off the top of my head, they
Mhm.
have the largest front doors.
Oh, the
Have you
homes are
ever noticed
beautiful.
that?
They look
The
so small.
beautiful
Yeah.
wood, like wide, like
Mhm.
compared to a front door that's here in Ohio. Like,
Mhm.
if you see a front door in one of those old houses in California,
Mhm.
go back and watch Poetic Justice.
Oh yeah.
Go back and watch Deliver Us from Eva when he went to pick her up for their date.
Mhm.
Their front doors are huge.
Right. I mean, you can even
Uh,
see like a good example is um either Kid or Play's House and House Party because they filmed that
yes,
in Los Angeles. You can see how big those doors. I mean, that's
yes.
just
Like, it's
yeah.
like the houses, like, that is the thing that probably drew me. And I think those are craftsmen's. That
Mhm. I
is the
believe
thing that
so.
like really drew me to like the architecture of the homes in California.
Mhm. Yeah.
But my family was always, no, no, you don't need
Mhm.
to go, you don't need to move, you don't need to leave. It's
Yeah,
like,
same here. Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah, and the thing is, like, let me clarify. I wouldn't mind living in LA, like in that
right,
area, but I didn't want to have anything to do with Hollywood. And
right.
for me to be
Then like, oh
successful
yeah,
or
because I would
try,
want to live in Baldwin
yeah,
Hills.
girl, listen,
Like,
somewhere like that. Yeah.
yeah,
Now, if I could live there and do what I wanted to do and everything like that, and not have to really deal with Hollywood, I would have pursued it more. But coming
yeah.
in,
Then
it's
those
just like,
places kind of give you like,
yeah, 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 yeah. So. But yeah, so I get it. So that'll
no,
be
selling our hopes and
interesting.
dreams.
Girl, listen. I mean, once upon a time, I had hopes and dreams.
And then life came and crushed them
And
all.
then there it is, and now I'm approaching my mid 40s and I'm just like this is where we're
Oh
at,
my God.
you know.
I'm gonna
But
be 40 freaking 4.
girl,
Isn't it terrible?
it's listen. I mean, less than a year. I mean, I just keep thinking about that. Less than a year I'll be 44. Like serious, like this year I'll be 44. What the
Yeah,
hell?
you're gonna be 44,
Yeah, I can say this year. You can at least say next year.
right? A month later.
Yeah, right. But it's still
A
next
month
year.
later. And then we also have to talk about Big Ups to Hove. So the Book of Hove is gonna be
Yes.
like an actual book.
I believe so. Yeah, I
Oh
believe
yeah,
it
I got to
is.
get
Yeah.
that.
Oh, you already know that.
I gotta get that.
Yeah, and I saw a picture of him and Blue Ivy going to the library for I guess the release party or whatever. And I was like, dang, she's like almost as tall as him.
I mean, you know what is really blowing my mind
What's that?
is that the man that he has grown into.
Mm. Could you have
Um,
imagined from like when we first like
I
became
couldn't
fans of him?
imagine.
No.
From In My Lifetime's Volume 1, because that's
Mm-hmm.
when I was introduced to him.
Oh, okay.
I knew the song, Ain't No.
Yeah, like Reasonable Doubt, like some of
And
those
I knew
songs.
Reasonable
Yeah.
Doubt songs, like, but I never bought the album. The
Oh,
first
okay.
album I bought was In My Lifetime's Volume 1.
Right.
And it was at what was the record store over there by what did it used to be called?
Oh,
Merchandise.
Service Merchandise.
What was this record store in the plaza by Service
Oh, that
Merchandise?
was Northland
Was it
Plaza.
Camelot? It wasn't Camelot, I don't
No,
think.
it was either Camelot or Coke. No, no, that was over by Toys R
Goody
Us.
Music? Was it something? It was
Damn.
something
I
that
know
was
what
not
you're
in the
talking
mall.
about. Yeah, I know exactly
It
what
was
you're
the
talking about.
Donatos right
Yeah.
beside it.
Yeah, then there was like a GNC, which I think
Yes.
the Donatos and GNC are still there.
Yes.
Um,
Service Merchandise was in that plaza. There was
yep.
a TJ Maxx in that plaza or Marshalls.
Uh-huh.
I think it was Marshalls. And then
Yeah.
at the other end was Farmore.
Farmore. Yep. And then they
So
had like little
that
stores in between.
is the
Yeah.
first place I bought In My Lifetime Volume 1. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where, back then, this is going to sound crazy again. We didn't have cell phones.
Right.
And I'm almost more than positive that I left that store and called Bart on the cell
On the
on the
payphone.
payphone. There was a payphone on the corner, like they used to be like when you walked out, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
like the Natos.
Oh, right
Then
out
there
there
was
in the
like the
corner.
wall, and there was a
Yeah.
payphone right there. I'm almost more than positive I called Bart from that payphone and
Mm.
said, Bart, I'm at the music store. I said whatever the name of the store was, and I said I didn't even know who Jay-Z was.
Mm-hmm.
I said they have a Jay-Z album, and it was like $6.99.
Mm-hmm.
I said it's $6.99. I said, should I get this? Because remind you, I used to buy everything
Right. Album
to
release
be
Tuesday.
to be a kid again.
Mm-hmm.
Where, where did I get all the money
Girl,
from?
listen.
That's
We
what I
had
want to
money
know.
from
Got
somewhere
it from my
coming
mama.
in. Yeah, that's it.
Listen, I had so much money when I was a kid. It didn't make no sense. And I think that's why I'm so free with the money that I give Sade.
Right.
You
Cause
know,
cause you
and
cause you
Ronnie
didn't
is
have to go
like,
without,
no,
so
Ronnie's like,
yeah.
oh my gosh, she's so spoiled. I don't understand. Like when I was a kid, I had to go. Well, baby, that was your life.
Right.
Because I didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
And so, when they're talking about that generational curse that people break, listen, my baby gonna get all the money when she go on a field trip. All of it. That's just what it
That's
is.
what it is.
I called Bart and I told him how much it was. He said, get that.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you go in there and get that. I walked back in the store and I went and I purchased it. And I have been hooked.
Girl, listen. Because let's keep
So
it.
I had to be driving. So I was 16. I was 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's when it came. Yeah, it came out. I think in 90. No, Reasonable Doubt came out in 96, so it came out in 97.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, well, no, I would have had to be
You were
17.
17. Yeah.
I had to be 17.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, best decision.
Listen,
And I've been with him ever since.
yeah, I think that's my favorite album of his,
Mine
Volume 1.
too.
Yeah, everybody always goes back to Reasonable Doubt, which I get it, and I love Reasonable Doubt, but I think Volume 1 is my favorite of his.
I mean, Reasonable Doubt is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're talking about an album that you put on and you play it, it's one. It's one.
That's it.
It's Volume 1.
Girl, I'm about to be listening to that today when I go out.
Listen.
I was going to have that on. I'm going to turn
As soon as we get done. Okay?
Listen.
I swear, because they just had the anniversary
Mm-hmm.
of the album. It was either that album or it was another one hit a 20-year or 25-year anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
I played it all day.
Listen. It would probably be Volume 2 then, because that came out in 98. That was 25
It was that.
years.
I think it was. It was like
Mhm.
I think it was like 20-year or something like that, 25, whatever it was. Hey, what did
Yeah.
I do? Skip right back to number 1. I'm going to always go back to 1.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Same here.
Always.
I mean, you can act like, I'm telling you, in the Cavalier, in my white Cavalier, that CD was in that CD player at all times. I mean,
Listen, and I'm going
listen.
to take you back further. I
Mm-hmm.
ain't had no CD player yet. I had the cassette that was attached to the Walkman.
Yes.
In the thing, and you had to
Mhm.
play it. Listen, baby, me and Jay was riding, and Puffy's No Way Out.
Oh,
Look,
listen,
you couldn't tell me nothing.
I remember being in Tamara's. I think she had a Honda or something, and we would play that out. That No
Listen,
Way Out. Yeah, I remember that. Ooh,
oh
girl,
Lord, to be a
memories.
kid again.
Oh,
Cause
listen,
this life we live in now. I said to
child.
somebody, I said, remember when our parents, their friends were dying? I
Mm.
said, remember you can be a kid and you can think about your parents losing people and
Mm-hmm.
friends passing away.
Mm-hmm.
I said, it's happening to us.
Exactly.
We are there.
Mm-hmm.
We are them.
Yeah.
I said, and that will hit you like a ton of
Oh
bricks.
yeah.
That hit me like a ton of bricks.
Mm-hmm. It does. It just
Um,
starts thinking about, you just start thinking about things a lot differently.
I mean, life is y'all look.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming so
Yeah,
fast.
girl.
It's coming so fast. And then you even being young and remembering when you saw people break up or you saw
Mm-hmm.
people divorce and
Right.
you was a kid and you didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are sitting in the midst of it,
Listen.
watching people
Mm-hmm.
argue, bicker, break up right before our eyes on social media.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's
Like
like,
like people we know, like not
yeah.
people that we're observing from afar, like people
Right.
we know. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, and it's a surreal moment because it's like, dang, that came fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like here we are sitting in the midst of those life events.
Girl.
And it's like, ooh, 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 man, it's rough. Like it's it's a it's a hell of a pill to swallow.
It is. When you sit there and you think about it and you're just like, wow. Like really, like this is it's life,
Like it's
and
happening right
yeah.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Like our parents are the ones, our grandparents are the ones like now that's getting sick and
Yeah. We're
my
losing them.
boyfriend lost his mother.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yes.
So it's just like, what is
Mm-hmm.
happening?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God,
And
this is
I
crazy.
remember when our friend Michael, when his grandmother passed away,
Uh-huh.
and she was actually living with him, at the time,
Mhm.
and matter of fact, she passed away in his home.
Mm.
Um, but I just remember like when we were, I think it was maybe the day after, because the repast was at his house. So the day after, I think I went over there to check on him.
Right.
And, we were just sitting there talking and I was just like, just out the blue, I said, you really just sit there and think about it. And you're just like, we're getting older.
Yeah.
We just think about our life and what we're going through and stuff like that. But we don't realize that, you just don't put it together that we're getting older, but our parents and our grandparents. And if some of us, if we were fortunate enough to maybe even have a great grandparent,
Right.
that we knew, that,
Hmm.
they're all getting older,
Yeah.
aunts and uncles. It's just like, it's just like you're just
A lot.
focused so much on your life and you're just realizing like, damn, you're missing time out focusing on yourself, you
Yeah.
know, but your family's
When
getting
it
older.
really hit me
Mm-hmm.
the first time, is when Ebony passed away, Ebony Thompson.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because that was like, and she passed away from cancer.
Right.
So it was like, we're so young.
Mm-hmm.
That
It's
was
like
like,
how, and it's just like,
it really, it stopped me in my tracks.
mm-hmm.
And then it hit me again, Tiffany Thornton. I don't know if you knew Tiffany, but
Yeah, I remember. I didn't really know her, but I know who she is or who she was.
and
Yeah.
yes, so when Tiffany passed away, and she
Mm-hmm.
passed away from cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was like, oh my God, like
Mm-hmm.
what is happening?
Yeah.
And when Tisa passed away,
Now let me say this. Okay, so I didn't really know Tiffany, but of course, I knew she passed away from cancer. Then, of course, I knew
mhm,
Ebony. She passed away from cancer.
mhm,
But when Tisa died so suddenly and just like
yeah,
that, I think that's when it really woke a
it
lot of
wiped
people
me
up.
out.
Yeah, because it was just like, what the
It wiped
hell?
me out.
It was like, how? You
It
know what I
wiped me
mean?
out.
Yeah, that was yeah. So I think that was the first one of people of our peers when someone passed away where it really hit me because it was
Yeah,
just like it was so unexpected.
yeah, it wiped me out.
Yeah,
It wiped me out.
girl.
I I don't necessarily have the words for the way that I felt after that.
Still don't.
No, no, no,
No. And it's
no, no.
been what, seven, almost
Me and
7 years?
Tamar will occasionally, talk about it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
It's very uncomfortable. So,
Mm-hmm.
when she, that really, it hit.
Yeah.
And then just other life events that I had a friend who from college
Mm-hmm.
who lost her grandmother. And I mean lost her grandmother. Her grandmother was like Nana is to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
her mother passed away when she was younger. So her grandmother was was her person. Like that was who raised her.
Right.
And so she told me like she had got sick. And I'm like, what is going on? She's like, I don't know. And we talk frequently. Like this is not just a person I know from college. This is like my friend.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what happened? Like, what happened? She's like, I don't know. She's in ICU. She's on a ventilator. Like, we just, we don't know. Then one day she was like, oh, she talked. Like they took her off. Like she was alert.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 days later, she told me she passed away.
See what I'm saying? Just
And I
like,
had to recently apologize to her
mm-hmm.
because that, you know, like I said, how it hit me so hard when
Right.
she lost her grandmother. It paralyzed me,
Mm-hmm.
like, and I had to recently, like this week, apologize to her, because I said, it it hit me so hard, and I feel like I backed away.
Mm-hmm.
I said, and I have to apologize for that. I said, but the things that I'm going through with my own grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
it to see her go through that, I said it paralyzed me because I knew that my day would come.
Exactly.
And because I knew that my day was drawing near,
Mm-hmm.
it just I went like, and I went radio silence to the point that we don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody knows me, um, I send cards. Like
Mm-hmm.
I am a very like, oh, here I put this in the mail for you.
Yeah.
And so I didn't do anything. I didn't send a condolence card. I didn't send a flower.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't send a Mother's Day card. I sent nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just went into a hole.
Yeah.
And
It was
only towards
you
her
were in
though.
shock. Yeah, it was a shock towards you.
It was really like maybe if I don't look that way, it won't happen.
Mm.
But it's
Mm-hmm.
happening. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's nothing you can do to avoid
Mm-hmm.
the progression that our lives are taking.
Right. And I
Baby,
just
who knew we was gonna have therapy today? Who knew
girl,
that?
listen, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, before we get into the
Who knew we could be
nonsense,
serious? Because we play all day.
child,
Okay.
listen, we can be serious,
Who knew that we could be
Yeah.
serious and I could go this long and not curse? Nobody knew
Right.
it.
I mean, we curse, we talk ratchet, we live our lives on the corner at times, you know what I'm
At
saying?
times, but we are very educated and professional
Exactly.
over here.
Right.
And we're
Yeah.
all about healing.
Right, definitely. And that's one of the aspects of this show. That's why I like doing this show with you because you actually have a background in that.
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah. Girl, but
Good
who
job. So what's
child.
on the agenda for the week, honey? And I brought up the fact that I've been able to watch TV
Mhm.
because last night,
Uh-oh.
and I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again.
Mhm.
I gotta get the full on it. It's Ronald Reagan and Nancy.
Oh, no, what's
I
going
don't
on?
watch that little documentary
On what?
on
I got to watch.
Showtime. I think they got a 4-part documentary called The Reagans or
Oh,
Ronald
Lord. I
Reagan.
know that is a hot ass mess.
let me tell you what. So I be hearing people say, Iran Contra or whatever the thing is
Oh
called.
yeah, Iran Contra thing or
I
whatever it
don't really
was.
be paying no attention though. I know it's something Ronald Reagan did something he had no business.
Yeah, and I mean that was before our time too, so we didn't,
Yeah, that was, I remember the testimony. I
right,
can remember being a kid
and watching
and
it
that
on.
was coming on.
Yeah,
Like, and everybody seemed serious, like my granddaddy. He seemed focused. But he was in the military too, you know.
right. Yeah,
He was
so.
a retired military person, so he seemed very focused. And I'm like, well,
Mm-hmm.
what's going on? Everybody who is my age know who Oliver North
Oh
is.
yeah, girl.
So when they got to talking about that, the first thing that he said that really disturbed me was Ronald Reagan was pushing this government needs to be small. Government needs to be small. Government doesn't need to affect the everyday uh your everyday lives, and government needs to be so small you can fit it in the bathtub. And I thought to myself, y'all deserve to have Donald Trump as a president. Let me tell y'all something.
just
The
go right
fact
there.
that he was saying that
Mm-hmm.
to you all while he was running to be the president of said government that he is speaking about,
Mm-hmm. And he still got
and you
elected.
all believed him. If the government is the problem, why does he want to be a part of it?
Right.
It didn't make no sense to me. They let him get in there, and what did he do? So now, in plain English,
Mm-hmm.
all that Iran Contra thing was, he traded hostages for weapons.
Mm-hmm.
They told them, we want these weapons if you want these hostages, and he did it. He should have been impeached.
Yeah, immediate. Yeah, you would think if it was a Democrat, they would have definitely did it, but.
He should have been impeached
Mm.
off the basis of we don't negotiate with terrorists.
And had the nerve to be in there 2 terms, and one of the terms he didn't even know who he was.
Then that was another one. And when the lady got to explaining how he had that blank stare, I said, "Oh, he got dementia."
Yeah.
I knew immediately when she said it. I said,
When
"Oh
she.
yeah, that's dementia."
Yep. They said
And then of
Nancy was
course,
running the country pretty much.
and I'm gonna keep telling y'all this: them white women is the problem.
Baby.
I done told y'all this from day one. At the end of the day, them white women is the problem. But y'all don't want to believe it.
Mm-mm.
Y'all want to keep thinking they're your friends. Like that girl say, y'all like them peach meemaws. For some
Child.
reason, y'all believe they mean y'all no harm. Them white women is the problem.
Oh yeah.
Every day of the week, I'm going to keep telling y'all that. It's them. They the problem. She up in there, barely can add math. She can't
Listen.
do 5 + 5. And she in there telling this man what to do.
Right.
And then gonna have the audacity to get the chief of staff fired, telling him he need to leave. Well, if you don't get in that room and go lay down, who you talking to? That's why your daughter out here strung out.
Listen.
Because you ain't somewhere paying attention to your children.
Right.
You're over here in this man's business.
Just wanting that power. Ain't power a bitch?
Oh, child. And I was just looking like, look, and you know we live in a crazy time because they showed like a campaign trip he went on,
Mm-hmm.
and where he was in Mississippi and they was holding people back with a rope. I said, oh, look at this. I said, oh, Lord, this is just him waiting to get shot.
Right.
I said, this, it was giving me anxiety. It was giving me anxiety. I said, look at this motorcade. Ain't no bulletproof cars. I said, oh, Lord, how did these people survive, Lord?
Right.
How did they survive?
Ooh.
Back then, because people weren't crazy and they weren't thinking about doing stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Back then, we respected positions and authority.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't dare think that you was about to shoot at the president.
But.
And if you did, you would think they was going to kill you.
Right. So you took
was
that
trying to
gamble.
die.
Yeah, you had a death wish if you were going to shoot at the president. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Did they? Because they just put that man in the crazy hospital.
That's it.
That one that shot them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just put him in the crazy hospital for. Was he in there for about 40 years? I think he just got out. What?
Yeah, he just got out not too
ago?
long ago. Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't know he was still alive until they said he was getting out. I was like, oh.
They had him. You talking about locked up, won't let me out.
Child.
They don't even have people in the crazy hospital that long. Real
Right.
talk.
I guess when you shoot at the president, hey,
Hey, especially the white president.
baby, that part.
They look, and you know what I thought to myself too, watching that?
What?
Y'all deserve to have Trump as a president because
Hmm.
y'all let an actor.
Who knew nothing about politics?
Y'all let an actor. That's like Brad Pitt being the president.
Right.
Y'all let the equivalent of Brad Pitt
Hmm.
run the country for
Yeah.
8 years. That's what y'all get.
That's
Y'all
what.
deserve Donald Trump. I swear.
Exactly.
Y'all deserved him.
Yeah.
You know what he did to the country.
Right.
It's just. I was like, and then especially the time that he was an actor.
Hmm.
After I had just also watched the Rock Hudson documentary.
Girl,
Woo, baby, please, y'all deserved it.
they were doing a lot. I'm
Hey,
telling
Rock
you,
Hudson was
get
doing the
into old.
most.
I'm telling you, old Hollywood. This new Hollywood, they just a bunch of crybabies. Old Hollywood, they ain't got. New Hollywood ain't got shit on old Hollywood.
Honey, because they done drank their problems away.
Child, drinking screwed.
I need to get to the bottom of so you know that the Screen Actors Guild, they
Mm-hmm.
on strike, the
Yeah.
writers, the actors, everybody on strike.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to get back to the bottom of this pay scale. Because
Mm-hmm.
I heard a guy name a show that I have no recollection of. I don't know the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying how much he got $7,500 an episode,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to give his somebody 15%, somebody else 10%,
Oh yeah.
plus they tax it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, I used to drive a Ford Taurus. Now I drive a whatever Mazda Miata.
Mm.
He was like, people think that we make a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
but we really don't. He said, now the star of the show makes like $100,000 an episode.
Right.
So he's like, we just need to basically we want to spread that money around. I'm thinking like, okay, now wait a minute now. Hold on. How much did Friends make?
They ended up, I think, like the last few seasons, they ended up
$1
making
million?
$1 million an episode.
Yeah, because I feel like that's how much Sheldon and them made towards the end.
Mm-hmm. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they all was about $1 million.
Yeah. And you had to look too. That
Um,
was a different time. I mean, this was in the mid '90s when that cast of Friends, when they got that negotiation together.
and Sheldon and them was not too long ago because they just went off the air. What?
Like a few years ago, I think.
Yeah, they just went off the air a few years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people still watch TV. So this makes me want to investigate how much, because we do it with the housewives,
Mm-hmm.
but people have shifted so much from regular TV to reality TV. We were in their business a little bit like, who getting paid what per episode?
Right. Well, the shit they were bringing it up, talking about, I deserve this and I deserve that per episode and everything like that, which some of them did. I'm not going to front because you are carrying the show, but it's just like, child,
Child,
yeah.
I'm so sick of them housewives. I want them to just. Andy, why you? So, hey, wait a minute. Did you see the fight? I
Girl,
sent it to you.
yeah, I got it on the dock today, girl.
Come on, okay. Now, what we got to talk about that fight.
Okay.
So, was that Giselle in the yellow dress?
I think it was. It was okay. So let
It
me.
didn't look like her.
I pulled this. What'd you say? What'd you say? I'm sorry.
It didn't look like her.
You know what? And I really couldn't tell. But they said that she was like there. Like
Yeah,
okay.
they said that. No, they kept mentioning her. So what
Yeah.
we're discussing is the Real Housewives of Potomac. They are filming.
Mm-hmm. And I think this was supposed to be like for the season finale, so they're done filming.
Okay, so they're wrapping up.
Yeah.
And what has happened is a shootout at the OK Corral with the fists. Of course, Candace was somewhere trying to pick a bottle up and hit somebody.
Of course. Miss, I'm gonna call the
And
cops.
these girls who was fighting, I didn't really feel like I knew them.
Okay, so one of them was, I believe. Okay, so I think her name is Kiana Stewart. I believe she is a friend of Wendy.
Oh Lord, well, Wendy probably bought her on there just to fight because Wendy can't fight.
That part. And then Deborah Williams. Now you remember last season, Ashley's friend who was, I think that she was like they became friends because they had kids like the same age or something like that, and then she started bringing her on more, and she was causing
Uh-huh.
like some kind of conflict. I think that's her. So those are the two that were fighting, Kiana Stewart and
Oh,
Deborah
okay. Long as
Williams.
it wasn't the girls from the show. That's good.
No. Okay, so I got so let me so because I had to figure because you know me, I was just focused on the fight. I didn't know who was who at first, but
Mm-hmm.
so I found this on Queens of Bravo on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram. So it says there was an all-out brawl during filming for season 8 of Real Housewives of Potomac earlier tonight, July 13th, with sources telling TV exclusively the friends of the cast are the ones to blame. So it was the friends of the cast.
Oh, okay. Good.
So,
Good.
according to Rock Solid insiders, Kiana Stewart and Deborah Williams were involved in a shocking physical confrontation at the launch party for Ashley Darby and Giselle Bryant's new activewear line, with Candace Dillard Bassett in the middle of the mayhem. Of course, she is.
Mm-hmm.
So, Deborah and Candace had been talking shit about each other all night. So, it must be a buildup, So, obviously, Deborah's
Yeah,
been.
Candace got that look, and it was so funny because the person who posted the video,
Mm
like you see Candace talking about Candace picking up a bottle like always. She gonna talk the most and can't
hmm.
fight.
Exactly.
She cried the most, d- put out the most disses,
Yeah.
most disrespect, and what the old folks used to tell us: you ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit
That
fight.
part. And then what her and her mom say, oh, we calling the cops. See, she a cop calling bitch. So it's like,
So you should be quiet.
exactly.
Or you gonna be like So Gucci on Bell Collective, and we're gonna talk about that too in a minute. Go
Okay.
ahead.
So
Mhm.
a source close to production on The Real Housewives of Potomac tells TV Deets exclusively Candace was confronting Deborah about what she had been saying about Chris Bassett. Of course, that's Candace's husband.
He
And
broke.
and Kiana walked up and got herself involved. Kiana, who is joining Real Housewives of Potomac season 8 as a friend of Wendy Osefo, was the one to throw the first punch, but it was Deborah who may end up with the last laugh. According to our sources, Deborah ate Kiana up,
With a pause on her.
basically. The insider says Kiana getting involved only made things worse, and Deborah definitely won. According to our insiders, Deborah is not set to appear as an official cast member on the new season of the show and was only in attendance due to the event being for Ashley's new business. The brawl wasn't the only notable moment from that night. However, as another insider reveals, Candace also exchanged words with Mia.
Of course.
so, so that's basically what happened.
And
So
it
it
didn't
was
really look
friends
like
of the
Giselle
cast.
meant to pull the girl's hair. I think she meant to like
Like,
try to pull her back,
yeah, that's what it
and
looked
she
like. If that was
lost her.
her,
She
yeah.
lost her footing and she
Mm-hmm.
fell. That's how they fell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think she meant to like. She was trying to break the fight up. Like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, because Candace ain't gonna fight. I mean, not Candace, Giselle.
And
Giselle ain't gonna
honey,
fight.
Giselle ain't gonna fight
She ain't
because
gonna
she
do
took
that.
security to that house after
Right.
her. After she seen what was her name, Monique,
Yes.
go crazy. Giselle said, "Baby, I can't take this fine
Uh-uh.
face in public
So we gonna have
around
security
you.
right up in here.
I need security, baby, because you can't put no scratches on my money maker.
Okay. That's what
You
it
ain't
comes
gonna be able
down
to do it."
to. So yeah, so the girls are down there fighting to the Potomac, honey. I can't.
So
I mean,
Giselle is gonna be. She's gonna have a speech ready.
oh, you already know.
Because what did she say? You took away our class.
Mm-hmm.
That she finna dog Wendy, and she gonna
Oh.
be getting on whoever the other girl you said that's Ashley's friend.
Yeah, Deborah. Yeah,
She
that's
gonna get on
Ashley's friend.
Ashley and Wendy.
Oh
Like
yeah.
y'all bringing people in hood rats. She gonna be calling them
Mm-hmm.
hood rats and hoochies and everything else.
Yeah, but wasn't Wendy saying last season, "Oh, we don't fight. We don't do that. Whatever." Yeah, you don't. Obviously, you got your
Wendy,
friend in
I don't
there.
even know you anymore.
I mean, I don't
She
get.
has disappointed me in such a great way
Oh, last season I was so disappointed in her. I was like, Wendy, come on now.
because it's almost like you fell into the social media hype.
Yeah.
Wendy is a great example of what social media is doing to the minds of
Mm,
Black women.
mm-hmm.
Because she started out in that show, and I was kind of when she first joined the show, I was like, "Oh heck yeah,
Right.
this lady, she got a PhD or a doctorate,
Mm-hmm.
whatever she had." She is on political TV.
Getting them white
She
folks together.
she carries herself well.
She's a
She has a
professor.
beautiful husband, children.
Mm-hmm.
She's a professor. Like, I mean, she ain't ratchet.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a great, this is a great addition.
Yeah.
And then she got new titties.
New titties and a new attitude,
She
honey.
got a new
That's
ass.
why I wasn't mad at them for saying that she changed, because she did. You can see
She
it.
did. It was like it was one of those things that leave you speechless. Like,
Mm-hmm.
do you see what you're doing?
Right.
Go back and watch the last episode. Go look at the last season, baby, because I don't know you. You
Mm-mm.
out here making cakes, putting boobs on them, and your kids is looking at. Girl, who are you?
Yeah.
Now you talking about you want to have a lifestyle brand with Wendy? You can't even dress. Like, what? Where are we at? Like, that's how it really felt like. You might put on good evening gowns,
Mm-hmm.
but but she African. No disrespect to the men and women, but y'all like to just wear like labels. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's
y'all
true.
like to like put it on like that.
Mm-hmm.
But that don't really mean you can dress.
Right.
You just went in there and they pieced you some outfits together. Like,
Yeah.
you bought what went together.
And now you on Real Housewives of Potomac, so they throwing stuff at you. So you just put it all together, like, oh shoot, I got a label right here. We're gonna throw this on, So yeah, so it's just like you ain't showing me
She
nothing.
honestly, people talk about Monique, which I don't care for her either, but
Mm-hmm.
Wendy is really the biggest disappointment to me, like, as a representative of a black educated woman.
Yeah.
Because all of them have like degrees, they've all
Mm-hmm.
been trained at some fine institutions.
Yeah.
But Wendy to me was an academic.
Yeah. She had it like, she hit the top tier.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Wendy, I don't even think you know how high your stock was. You was in a position to look down on all them hoes, like, huh?
Basically.
Like Blue Ivy are looking off the balcony, like, ooh,
that part.
peasants. Because you had the life all them wants. You had a husband, you got children, you was educated, like you had it everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you gave it up for titties and ass.
That's it.
This what y'all really be out here doing too.
Mm-hmm.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. Then you bring a broad on this season to fight everybody, so it's like, so that'll be interesting.
Really disappointing. It's disappointing.
I just can't wait to watch the lead up. Like where, like what happened, because obviously, for it to happen, the season finale at this big event, of course it was a lead up to it. So all season, Wendy probably brought this chick on to talk.
Terrible.
Yeah. So now wait a minute. Have Wendy and Candace had any beef on social media or anything?
Candace has a problem with everybody.
Yeah.
Except her white husband.
That's it. Yeah.
Who don't do nothing.
Right.
Who putting all the stress on her.
Right.
Who want to be her manager.
Right.
Like, I think she got a problem with everybody.
Yeah.
Except him.
Yeah.
And she go around and she make those little snide comments, and it's cute. I mean, you on TV. It's cute for what it's for.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you still don't have nothing to offer.
Yeah, see,
That's why I say, Wendy, you always higher than them.
Mm-hmm.
What does Candace do for a living? Don't worry. What does Robin do for a living? Oh, okay. What does the Giselle do for a living? And I love Giselle.
Right.
Put that out there. But what does she do for a living? What does Karen do for a living?
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Wendy, you are the superior. And you see, I didn't even mention Ashley. I just want to be clear about that.
Well, remember, go ahead.
No, you are the superior being there, Wendy.
Because I remember this like really set me off last season when she was doing her class online and she was on camera and her boobs were out. And I don't know if it was her husband or someone said something about that. Like I remember.
And they should have.
Yeah, I think it was her husband was like, "Are you wearing that?" Or someone. I don't know if it was her mom or someone on the show was like, "Are you really going to wear that?" And she was just like, "What?"
I beg of the church to reinstitute dress codes. I beg of you,
They're not going to because then they're not going to
start
get
making
anybody.
people uncomfortable again.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Start making people feel like, oh, I gotta have some clothes if I'm gonna go in there.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Because they buy clothes to go everywhere else.
Right. You can cover up.
Make them get a wardrobe to come to church. And the only reason I'm asking this is because, and I've said this before here, church is the mark
Mm-hmm.
that people can say, if I can wear this to church, I can wear this to work.
Right.
If I can wear this to church, I can wear this to a funeral.
Mm-hmm.
If I can wear this to church, I can wear this to a job interview. We need to reinstitute dress codes at church because I don't think they understood the real effect that they had on the community as a whole. Because what we see now is people don't know what's appropriate in what setting.
No.
They don't, because they don't have church clothes anymore.
Mm-mm.
Your church clothes were universal. It wasn't just clothes I wear to church. I know that this is professional enough for me to go when I know I have to be covered. Oh, let
Mm-hmm.
me get my white shirt and that black skirt I got.
Right. But now you can go straight from work or you can go straight from church to the club.
And there's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Here lies the problem. We give respect and reverence in every other place. When they tell you to come to that club, no white tees, no athletic gear,
Mm-hmm.
guess what they do, church people? They go buy them some khakis or some dress slacks.
Mm-hmm.
They put a shirt on and they get a pair of hard bottoms.
Right.
Why don't you make them institute the same thing when they come and give reverence to the Lord?
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all got to. Ugh, don't
Yeah.
even get me started on
Girl,
this. Like,
that could be a whole
like you
nother
talking about
show.
something that burns my biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that right there. Like, and then because even with the Kiki Palmer thing, listen, I don't look. Ain't really none of my business, right? But it is not appropriate for your backside to be out.
Right.
I don't know when y'all got cool with that. I don't know. I don't know. At a swimming pool, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Couples trip, and it's a lot of women who out here respecting modesty,
Right.
who looking good, and who respecting their man. Their man don't say nothing about it, and they don't really come out and make a big stink. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
give you the top person on my mind, Iduxie and Ludacris.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
She, if you pay attention, she got the cakes now,
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, her
but
body's
she
banging, yeah.
always dresses to the with the utmost respect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when she with her husband, they on a vacation right now, or they was a couple days ago,
Mm-hmm.
ass out.
Yep.
But she with her man,
Right. And if he's okay with it,
and they on like a private island.
right.
That's what you supposed to do with your
Mm-hmm.
man. For some reason, y'all's wires have got crossed, and you believe that the whole world is supposed to see your booty.
That's so true. I don't know where that came from.
I don't understand where that happened.
Right.
I wish we could go back and reset it.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all better than that.
Yeah.
You are better than just your body. And I want you to know when you sit it out there like that,
Mm-hmm.
that's all they want from you.
Yeah.
That's all they want from you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, ain't no in between. And don't let him lie to you and act like he wants something else. He wants you to come up off that.
Right. But what kills me is the ones, like who show their body off, whatever. Okay, that's your business, whatever, show it off. But then you get offended when people say something about it.
And I just want to tell y'all this. If you got the goods, they want it with your clothes on too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't mean no disrespect. Well, I got a big booty. Now, I've been carrying this wagon for a lot of years, and it's just what it is.
Right.
I wear skirts to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never not had a man say, "Where you going?"
Right.
Hey, mama, what's up with you? Ain't never not. To the point that when I see, it used to be somebody at my job who used to be like, Well, let me get your number. Let me take you out. All that stupid they talk.
Right.
And I was like, boy, I got a whole man at the house. I don't got time for that. So he used to do it to this other girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call my man up here because I said, see, I can see hoes like you don't get no lot of attention because y'all be too animated, like you be too excited.
Right.
Listen, he ain't gonna stop you. You got the goods. That's just what's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta know how to refuse it and say no, thank you,
That's
sir.
it.
Like you gonna get that with your clothes on and off. I ain't never
Mm-hmm.
been no naked girl, and it ain't never stopped nothing.
Right. That part. All of that.
I just don't know why y'all do that. Like it really reeks of low self esteem.
Mm-hmm.
It does. Because I promise you, once you get the booty, if you got it, baby, you can put a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. And
That
we
man won't you.
right. And we see that too. You look perfectly fine. We can still see that you got body and everything like that when you covered up.
Yes. It's the same body in jeans.
Mm-hmm.
He don't need to see it unless he's seeing it.
Right.
Everybody on the street don't deserve to see you. Now that's just I'm gonna stand on that.
Yeah.
I think it is a privilege to look at me.
It,
No matter how messed up me is.
mm-hmm.
No matter the role, I don't care what it is. It's a privilege to look at me.
Hello.
And if you don't hold yourself to an esteem where you feel like it's a privilege to view your body, you're gonna be on the internet naked.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people we go to school with taking pictures in their drawers and posting it. And I'll be like,
Don't get
oh
me
dang.
started.
Oh, wow.
No, you
I didn't
just
know
really
you
don't
was
care.
like that. I didn't know you was like that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Anything for attention, girl.
Man, it's rough out here.
It is. I mean, apparently.
And it's good to see that Carly Russell was found.
Oh, yes.
Is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know if I was just talking to you, but I was like watching the video because they ended up releasing the highway video.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen
Um,
that.
and so I was watching the video. So on TikTok, there was a guy who did an aerial view of where
Mm-hmm.
she went missing of the
Okay.
highway. So directly on the other side, not even it wasn't even that deep. Directly on the other side, it's a whole community of houses.
Okay.
All we see is trees from the highway.
Yeah, because I saw a
But it,
video of them like like going around that neighborhood, and I was like, well, how do they know she's around there? But
yes,
I get
because
it
if you
now.
walk straight through those trees,
Mm-hmm.
it was just houses everywhere. And I
Okay.
thought, and immediately the ID investigator in me said, oh, they need to go door to door to every house over there
Right.
because she over there. Like, something is going on in that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You not kick the sex offenders' doors in first because something is going on. They was laying in wait for her. Because you don't see any cars pull over.
Right.
Like that's what the thing that's alarming. You
Mm-hmm.
see her car pull over.
Right.
You can't see her because again, it's a highway camera. You see the car pull over, but you don't see anybody else stop. So that
Mm-hmm.
kind of struck me like they had to be in the trees waiting on her.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
They was looking for anybody to take notice of the child.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy
Because
though.
when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that had to be a setup.
Oh yeah, but
Yeah.
they've been telling, and no disrespect for her for stopping. I understand, that's human instinct.
Oh
But
yeah,
they have been
definitely.
telling us this for over a year.
Mm-hmm.
If you see any children on the side of the road, do not stop. It
Right.
is a rules for them to get you out of your car.
Mm-hmm.
If you see a baby seat, because remember they was using car seats at first.
Yeah.
If you see a car seat, do not get out of your car. Call the authorities and keep driving. When this
Mm-hmm.
happened, I said the same thing to Sade. I told every woman I know, do not get your ass out that car.
Right.
You better stay in your vehicle. Just this week, when this happened to her,
Mm-hmm.
they had a thing on TikTok where now they were putting like cones in the road.
See.
And the guy was recording it when he came up on it. And he's like, what is this? But
Mm-hmm.
he didn't get out. He kept going, but there was a guy walking down the street on the side of the road with a hood put over his head. He went around it like They had two cones in the street.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make you feel like, oh, let me get out my car and move this cone because I don't want to hit it.
Right.
You roll right past it, like, nope. Like, I'm not getting out my car.
Heck
But
no.
this is a rules, especially if it's dark outside.
Yeah.
Y'all, whoever is wandering the streets can go to hell.
Ba-
Don't get out the car. I wish you would. Go on and keep going.
yeah, ain't no way.
And you better believe in the power of prayer and call 911 and pray to Jesus over their life, whoever it was.
That's it.
Because
And
I believe in prayer and I believe my prayers can protect people.
and it's so sad that
It's
people
sad.
can't even like be a
You
decent
can't have a
person
good
anymore.
heart.
No. That's
You can't
crazy.
be a decent human being
Yeah.
because people are out here praying on the goodness and kindness of your heart.
Mhm.
Well, child, it's just, it's a cold, cold world.
It is.
Mm.
Ooh, Lord have mercy.
Can't
Well,
even care about the children.
I mean, no. As soon as I saw that, I was just like, and then they said like, you know, I just knew like somebody had to be watching her. It was a
Mm-hmm.
setup because I was like, okay, well, what the hell happened to the baby?
Mm-hmm.
But
And like her friend said, she could hear her ask,
mhm.
"Is she okay?" And then all you heard was her scream.
Yeah.
Child,
Just can't. And that's why, I just say I mind my damn business because you have to.
you have to.
Yeah.
No disrespect, but you got to.
Yeah. Ooh, Lord have mercy. And on that note,
That was a great
that
show.
was good. That was good.
I didn't curse. I didn't say hard curse
I
words
know,
either.
good for
I'm
you.
coming along.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
It'd be all right,
See how it
girl.
feels.
Yeah. Not see how it feels. Yes.
See how it feels.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. But we really appreciate you all for listening. We appreciate your interaction. You can reach us at girl underscore you know what on Instagram. You can reach us at Wellness and Women, at the Pink Box TKB, and at DannieBSpeaks. We encourage you to follow all of our pages for any updates. We post stuff about the show. We post stuff about music, about wellness, anything that you could be interested in to live a fulfilling life. We probably posted. So we thank you again for listening, and we pray that you have a pleasant, fulfilling, and healthy week. Bye
All
bye.
right. Bye, everybody.